Schwein.
Yeah, hey Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, South Jersey, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein and the locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds here on a beautiful Sunday morning. A bright sunshine. It's warm out. Hey, it's summer. Good morning, Andrew Leeds.
Good morning, Billy Schwein. How are you?
All right, what's happening, brother?
Not much. You know, it is hot. I'm getting used to it
All
still.
right, you're getting used to it now. I feel like we're in London for the last couple of weeks with all the rain.
Yeah.
London fog.
I was at that Phillies game on Wednesday night that got rained out. They didn't update us for like 3 hours. And
I heard, listen, we're going to get into that because I went to the game Thursday, was run the bases. And the day after, I got this email from the Philadelphia Phillies. It was a survey asking me all kind of questions. We'll get into that as the show progresses. Danny Ryan, what's up, man?
How we doing this morning, Billy?
All right, I'm a little fired up because I am going to talk to you guys about, and we touched on it yesterday on yesterday's program, and I want to get the youth your opinions and express how I felt when I booed at the Phillies game. People turned around at me like I had three heads.
I heard boos. I was at that game actually working.
It wasn't like, look.
It wasn't just you, Billy.
It wasn't. I expected more boos.
And it happened after the Schwarber era,
right after the Schwarber era.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely deserving. I mean, Schwarber, it hit his glove.
Now, the only thing I can think of, and we're going to get into this in depth with the youth movement, get their perspective on, on what I experienced, because in Philadelphia, what are we known for?
Passion.
And booing.
The booing.
Right? You don't play well, you don't play up to our expectations, you get booed.
Yeah. Every time we're on national TV, if there's ever a moment where like the crowd boos, the commentators take like 5 minutes to be like, these Philly fans.
Right. They all go back to throwing snowballs at Santa Claus, right?
Yep.
Throwing batteries at JD Drew back in the day. Now that's bad.
That's pretty brutal.
We don't condone that, but I mean that's what they go back to. Yeah. I mean, you know what? You young puppies. The youthful movement in here, the youth movement. You guys, you know why they booed Santa Claus?
Yeah, because he was. Well, I've heard mixed stories. Isn't that he was kind of like
a
drunk mess?
He was a drunk,
they
bad
found
Santa Claus. They weren't booing Santa Claus for being. They were booing him because he was an awful Santa Claus. He was a bad role model for young kids. He was drunk. He was a mess.
Yeah, I think I heard that like they found him in like the first quarter. Like, oh shoot, we need a guy to be Santa. You could be Santa, and he was like, okay. And then he was just a drunk mess.
Booed because he
already
was
about 4 brewskis down. All right, let's do it.
4, he had more than that. Listen, so booing Santa Claus, not just because he was Santa Claus, because he was a bad Santa Claus. Years later, they made a movie, right? Bad Santa Claus.
Threw snowballs at him too.
Yeah,
right?
they threw. Oh yeah. I was shocked. Now I sat in section 112. Row 7. That's right close to the field.
I was supposed to sit in 112 on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Actually.
Is that like first base side?
Yeah, first base
I think
side.
I was row
7 rows
I was
up.
row 10. So
I booed really loud, and no one booed with me in my section. And I looked around, like people in front of me were looking back at me, like, "What's this guy doing?"
At that point, do you remember what the score was?
Yeah, it was like 3-1, right?
3-1. Okay.
So
right after that era.
Right after that era.
Yeah.
And then of course Acuna gets up.
And then Ozuna goes deep.
He goes deep. Ozuna, I mean.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, I want to talk to you also about and get your opinions on his antics running around the bases. He did it in Atlanta the first series, and now he did it again.
I don't mind it. I mean,
so you young guys, man, it doesn't sit well with me, man.
I would just prefer it was after he got to home, maybe.
But
like
of players do that though.
I mean, like he overdid it, dude.
Come
and
on,
I know,
man.
Danny, and people say, well, then don't give up a home run, and you don't have to worry about it. Well, that's the game, man. You're showing up that pitcher. You're showing up the Phillies fan. I took it personally, and I think we're getting soft. I think this team, this city, this area, the Philadelphia Philly fans are giving this team a pass because of the magnificent run they went on last year.
I mean, there's definitely going to be a little bit more leeway because of the magnificent run and because of the roster improvements they made this past offseason. But that whole Larry Anderson thing where he went viral on Twitter about the hand dance, I don't really care. I mean, at that point, the game was 5-1 after that home run. He iced it. He deserves to be able to taunt us a little bit. It's not like he went out there and flipped us off at third base.
Yeah, and I saw a
He
lot.
high-five Ron Washington. Come on.
And I saw a lot of.
Say, hold on.
Okay.
Intern. I got a bone to pick with you, young buck. he did this moving and shaking the lower five, the high five. I'll tell you what, if I was pitching, he had some chin music coming up next time. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, how do you feel about like Rhys Hoskins' bat spike last year in the playoffs?
He did that
different?
at the Philadelphia Phillies bench and the crowd. Take that. He didn't do it to the opposing team. Was it the Astros or no? It was
that was the Braves.
Padres.
It was the Braves.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
all
all right,
Spencer
That's
Strider.
why everyone was talking about this
right.
specific instance. Is that
Well, you think that's why Ozuna's doing this? Because
Marcell
retaliation?
Ozuna is just Marcell Ozuna. He's always going to be that obnoxious, cocky player. But at the same time, it'd be one thing, like I said, if he did a little bit something extra at third base. You know, he high-fived Ron Washington, maybe stopped and did like a 5-second handshake. But he literally stopped, did a little hezzy move, high-fived him, and kept it going. I don't mind it. I mean, plenty of ball players do that around the league.
You young bucks, man. I guess
For me,
I guess think times.
There's been home
Yeah.
plate celebrations after home runs that are much worse than that.
Yeah,
I'll be
like
honest
for me,
with you.
it's like I guess it's a little disrespectful that it's in the middle of running to the bases, but like I don't mind the celebration itself at all.
I mean, Andrew McCutchen did rock, paper, scissors every single time he had a home run with Dusty Watson at third.
That's a fun thing. That's not rubbing it in somebody's face.
High five isn't a fun thing.
He didn't do a high five. He did a low five. He did a jig. He did a little dance. He took his time. He rubbed our noses in it.
I mean, he got a DUI last year. We know the type of player he is. Let's be honest. He's not the greatest human being in the world.
Let's just get Tommy Greene's opinion at the bottom of the hour.
True.
We'll go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, and we'll get his opinion. And then in the second half of the show today, we'll have a little fun. We'll open up the text board and get everybody's opinion during the show. We'll get everybody's opinion.
I do want to add this real quick to that thought, and the Marcell Ozuna high five to Ron Washington. And Larry Anderson and Scott Fransky, more so Larry Anderson, went viral on Twitter after, as I kind of alluded to in the beginning of the show, Billy. And really, Twitter, and it was Braves Twitter, but a lot of Major League Baseball Twitter, they were ripping into the Phillies announcers. A lot of them thought it was Tom McCarthy on the TV call, but that was a sore loser move, if I'm being quite honest.
Right, well.
For them to say, oh, that's a joke, you're not professional, stop doing the hand dance. Dude, you're down 5-1. You just let up the game-winning home run, essentially, to ice it and give them enough cushion to be comfortable to win that game. And it was Junior Marte up there. I mean, I really do not care. I mean, you mentioned soft earlier. I think we're getting a little soft by getting offended by that high five. It's whatever
we're getting
to me.
soft. All right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like losing, and I look. I thought about this too, and I want to talk about this with you guys as well. Subject to Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber is playing horrible, and Kyle Schwarber strikes out or hits aome run.
Yeah.
And he's not feeling any. I thought about it. I was booing him, but then I saw him yesterday. His body, like he looks like he's in a dark place right now, and he can't get out of it. And I want to pile on him because that's what my natural instinct tells me to do. But in this one instance, I think as of yesterday, I'm backing off him because he got called out on strikes, a couple strikes that weren't strikes.
I mean, the umpires have been pretty bad.
The umpires have been bad. So, but I can't it's like I don't want to pile on him because. Like for his mental health, I'm really worried about him. He's in a terrible, horrible place right now as a baseball player.
Yeah, it's in the spot where, he started off June getting hot again, and it was all June's coming, Schwarber's back, but he's really cooled down since then. And it does seem like,
No, but his body language, Andrew, I think he strikes out. He doesn't even like, remember last year when it reached the crescendo with him?
Yeah, and
he went nuts. He threw his helmet
out.
down. He got ejected.
Mm-hmm.
He's past that. He has nothing. He's like, what else can go wrong for me?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough thing. We see athletes go through that all the time. I mean, hopefully,
but this is bad.
This is bad for Schwarber.
This is bad for
sure.
Schwarber.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you have the defensive woes piling up now on the hitting woes, so it looks like he's playing much worse than he actually is, but it's been a really, really bad stretch for Kyle Schwarber. He's still one of the league leaders in home runs. He's going to continue to get his balls to hit, and he's going to draw walks when he's not striking out, but you're right, Billy. I mean, he has looked very bad as of late.
He made a couple good plays in the field last night. I saw the first 5-6 innings, and I had to head back down to the shore, so I listened to the rest of the game on the radio. And the radio, it's great that you can listen to it and keep up with it, but you can't see like the reaction. You can't see things unless the announcer. And I love Scott Fransky; does a great job. But unless he describes every little detail, you're losing things.
Yeah.
But Kyle Schwarber, man, he made some good plays in the field yesterday. It's almost like the whole stadium comes to a collective hold their breath.
Mm-hmm.
And the ball's hit to him.
Well, I'll tell you what, Billy. Kyle Schwarber's going to need some medicine, and that medicine's going to come in the form of taking him out of the field. Christian Pache, once Bryce Harper's able to play first base, is going to go occupy that left field area, and we're going to have one of the best defensive outfields in baseball. It's going to be Pache in left, Brandon Marsh in center, Castellanos in right, and he's going to be the weak link who has definitely improved his fielding in the past season. Schwarber at DH, he won't have to worry about fielding, just focus on hitting 7 days a week with Kevin Long.
I hope you're right, man. And something's got to give here.
Bryce Harper this week just started throwing from 90 and 120 feet, so he's gearing up to try and play first base.
I was about to ask, do we have any date on when he could possibly?
No, there's no date.
Not at the moment.
They're saying after the All-Star break, but I'll say this. Bryce Harper's he's not in a good spot either because he's in a power drought. He hasn't hit a home run in 105 at bats.
I'll tell you what, we'd really be panicking though if he wasn't hitting in the high 290s like he is. So he's still hitting for contact. We rushed him back from injury. We rushed him back from the Tommy John surgery. The Phillies knew that, and they knew they were doing that, and they were going to make that sacrifice. They were willing to make it, and so far the sacrifice has come back to bite them a little bit with Harper. But this is Bryce Harper we're talking about, just like it's Trey Turner we're talking about with his woes. They're going to figure it out. I mean, we're not even to the All-Star break yet. There's plenty of time left.
Look, I know it's what, June, what's the date? June 20th?
June 25th.
25th. I get it. But guys, we're like 5 spots out of the three teams are in front of us in the last wild card spot. And it's getting late early.
I mean, the Marlins have to slow down if we want a chance to try and get back in this wild card race. You can't be losing a wild card spot to the Marlins. The Diamondbacks are really hot. The Dodgers and Diamondbacks are going to fight out that spot. But if you have the Dodgers in a wild card race and the Marlins, you can't be better than both of those teams. You're in trouble if you're the Phillies.
Yeah, by the way, real quick, Bryce Harper, his last home run, today's June 25th. His last home run was hit on May 25th.
May 25th.
So we've got a whole month.
He's only got 3 dingers, guys.
Real quick, we got a text from Cole from LBI. He says, I really don't boo my team unless I see lack of effort. I would have to take a lot of misplays before I boo someone because they suck.
Whoa. That's Cole and LBI?
Yes.
Cole, I was at the game Thursday. That had to be the most uninspired, undisciplined game I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I mean, Schwarber.
It wasn't just Schwarber. Yeah. It was all. I mean, guys were swinging at balls. They weren't running deep counts. Guys were swinging at balls. 3 feet they were missing them by, and there was no reaction. The only person that got mad was Bryce Harper. He threw his helmet. That was it.
It was 0-0 until we had the ghost runner on the base in extra innings.
That's right.
I mean, both teams were struggling mightily.
And that's another thing. They wasted a beautiful performance by Aaron Nola.
Yeah, that was a heck of a.
And they lost to a youngster and Bryce Elder as well.
Let's get into it on the other side. We got 2 hours to get it all off our chest. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari's Seafood Bar and Grill. Yeah, you heard them on the radio because they're good, and they're located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. They're open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. When you get down there, say hello to Renee and Kim, the bartenders. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. Hey, you want to book a private party? Give Dave Lavari a call at 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more Phillies talk. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN.
You haven't downloaded the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app? Well, go get it now to follow all the Philly sports teams at 97.3ESPN.com. Powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ORDER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ORDER to 42424. That's ORDER to 42424.
South Jersey has been traveling with Phillies sports trips for years. Don't miss summer baseball trips to Pittsburgh, July 28th with ESPN host Mike Gill, and the ultimate San Diego trip September 2nd. For any diehard Philly fan listening, it's time to check out the full trip lineup at PhillySportsTrips.com. They take care of the flight, hotel, game tickets, and throw the best tailgates around. Philly Sports Trips knows South Jersey and is even partnered with the famous Ernest & Son Meat Market in Brigantine. Make this season the best one yet. Book a trip at PhillySportsTrips.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN.
Broadcast live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Locker Room with Billy Schweim, the youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and intern Andrew Lee. Guys, we're going to get into this. Last year, I was skeptical about trading Mickey Moniak. Dan, he just brought to my attention about how well
he scored the 25th run in last night's game against the Rockies, a franchise record for the Los Angeles Angels. Went 5 for 5 with 3 doubles, a home run. I mean, let's be honest, the entire teammate in that thin air over in Colorado, but he is playing like an all-star this year. Honestly, he's playing up to par with Nick Castellanos, who's the best player in the Phillies.
This always happens to us. And how about then you look at like David Robertson of the Mets. He was below average reliever for us, and now he's got 11 saves with the Mets, and he's their best reliever. Why? What happens to us? Is there an
know.
explanation for that, Danny?
There's not, especially for Mickey Moniak, too, because everyone praises Kevin Long and how he's a magician as a hitting coach, how he works with these guys and improves their stances and mechanics. But for some reason, with some guys, he just can't. Even Logan O'Hoppe, who also went to the Angels in the Marsh Syndergaard trade, before he tore, I believe it was his shoulder and his rotator cuff, he was absolutely tearing the cover off the ball and was their catcher for the future.
I know people were down on Mickey Moniak and they wanted to get rid of him. I was saying, he's the kind of guy that they're going to get rid of. I said it last year. If we got to find the tape, we'll find it. And I said, if he's the kind of guy that as soon as we get rid of him, he's going to start producing.
Listen to this. Ready?
Yeah.
5 for 5, manufactured 5 runs, 5 hits, obviously, had 4 RBIs on the night. And like I said, scored the Angels' 25th run, which is a franchise record.
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic like Mikhail Bridges situation where we have a guy on our team and then we just get rid of him for nothing. And then
a little different just because
he never actually
Mickey had his chances. Mikhail never had his chance. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Before the break, we were getting on Kyle Schwarber. I just want to, over the last 5 games, he went 2 for 5, 0 for 5, 0 for 3, 0 for 5, 9 strikeouts. Because he's not seeing the ball, fellas.
June Schwarber has disappeared. Let's be honest. I mean, he's just not in a groove right now. He hasn't really been in a groove all season, aside from when he's able to hit it out. There's a reason he's got 20 bombs, but other than that, he can't see the ball at all.
Max Scherzer owns the Phillies.
Yeah. It's messed up that I feel like Schwarber slowed down as soon as Wawa Hoagie Fest started this year.
Man,
I feel like he was hot, and then the last year Hoagie Fest
been treating you right.
him, and then
Nick Castellanos tallied his 700th RBI of his career.
He had a great
with a solo shot. He's been produced. There's something about Nick Castellanos that I don't like.
Oh, come on, Billy.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I was at the game Thursday, and he went 0 for. His swings were like, he just didn't look like he wanted to be there.
He's batting over 300.
I know he is. Like I just said, look.
You should be ripping into Trey Turner.
I'm not. Yeah, I know. I'm just getting started. Hold on.
It's only 10:22 right now.
More than one person to rip. But I feel like it's my job. I got to start. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing.
All right.
On paper, this team should be look. If we didn't have high expectations for this team, would I be this mad?
No.
Would you, Andrew?
I wouldn't be.
Are you mad?
I'm annoyed. Yeah. I don't know if I'm furious because it seems like.
What am I supposed to just sit here and act like everything's honky dory?
No, you aren't. You aren't. But things have been better as of late. I mean, they won 14 of their 18 heading into that Mets series. The only series that really gave them trouble was that Braves series, and things were looking up. So things are on the rise.
Yeah,
everyone's not clicking right now.
Right. No, that's to say the least.
I mean, yesterday, Nick Castellanos, like you mentioned, Max Scherzer typically owns us. He went 3 for 3 yesterday with an RBI and a walk. But for the rest of the lineup, Trey Turner, 1 for 4. Kyle Schwarber, 0 for 4. Bryce Harper, 0 for 3. Real Muto, 0 for 3. Boom, 0 for 4. That can't happen.
That can't happen.
It just can't.
But it's been happening a lot. You know what it is? It's the beginning of our lineup that's struggling. It's not the bottom of the lineup.
It's the guys that should produce that are struggling
That's
too.
Exactly. Well,
yeah, I mean, the one guy who I feel like has been pretty consistent this whole year is Stott. And besides that, I feel like it's been a lot of
Stott is the only guy on the team that runs deep counts.
Oh, well, Castellanos.
Yes.
He doesn't run deep. He swings at everything.
Well,
no.
Yeah.
He's been much better this year.
I'm just saying in terms of.
And like Schwarber, I don't know if you noticed this, doesn't hit curveballs well. He hit the majority of his home runs are fastballs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're pitching him inside. And he's not seeing it. He's getting called out on strikes on the inside of the plate.
I think that's what's so surprising to me too. Like whether he's being called out in strikes or striking out swinging, he has such fast hands and such fast wrists that he should be able. And he has.
How old Schwarber is like, what, 30?
He's on the other side of 30,
Yeah,
but he has such fast hands.
33, I think.
He should be able to turn on those baseballs when they're inside, when they're challenging him like that. He should be able to adjust and turn on those with how fast his hands are, but he hasn't been able to.
All right, let's get
Kyle Schwarber. He's 30.
30.
He's exactly 30.
I thought he was 33. All right, he's 30. He's playing like 35.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for him.
He's the same age as Bryce Harper.
Like I saw it in his face. Like he just like he's like doesn't know what to do.
We have a few texts here on the text board. Dan EHT, he said the Phillies are what they are. Few games over 500 type team. What do they need to do as an organization to get a consistent 90 to 95 win team for the next 5 years? He then went on to add, Phillies hitters are the way they are because of Kevin Long. He teaches to be very aggressive, especially fastballs, even when they're not strikes.
It's not working. At least for the big hitters.
Another text, Ernie from Millville. Also, Eflin and Gibson both have like 8 or 9 wins this year. Either would be better than any.
Eflin from Tampa Bay is on fire.
He said either would be better than anyone the Phillies have in the 5 spot. I agree with Eflin. Do not agree with Kyle Gibson. He was atrocious. I would pay money to never see him in a Phillies uniform again. I'm not even kidding. I would give you $5 right now if you said they were rumored to get him at the deadline. I'd give somebody $5 not to.
Yeah, there are certain players where it just feels like it's like they're cursed if they're in Philly, but then they're out of Philly and then they're just fine.
Hector Neris, for example,
Exactly.
he's got a low 1 ERA.
I know, it's unbelievable.
I would never want him back in Philly, though, because I feel like he would just, for some reason, just be terrible.
He'd get the yips in the 9th inning, yeah.
609-403-0973 is the text board. Let's get some people's opinions on this. I mean, I feel like when I was at the game on Thursday, let me reiterate, nobody was like mad. Nobody was upset. And it was the effort. It was the undisciplined baseball that got me mad.
Yeah.
The lack of look, optics are everything. Would you agree, guys?
Yep.
Optics, the way things look, it didn't look like the players cared. That's what pissed me off the most.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I feel like normally when I've gone to games.
But Andrew, I know that Kyle Schwarber cares.
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't want to bat 181.
100%. He's a passionate guy. We've seen it in the
Right?
past. It's just, it is kind of unfortunate to see right now. It seems
What do
like
you
that
do?
passion
What do you
is
do? You
gone.
sit him down and say he's an all-star. He's won a World Series ring. What do you do, guys? You let's hear what the youth movement says. What do? Do you sit him down? Maybe Topper said, hey, you know what? Take the next 2 days off. Sit down and watch. Do you do that with somebody with his experience?
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but at the same time, who are you going to put in there that's going to be better than him? If you start Pache against a righty, it's not going to work out. I'd much rather have Schwarber in the lineup against a righty. Lefty, it's a different scenario. Start Pache in that situation, but you don't have many better options. What are you going to bring Jake Cave up from AAA who's batting like 400?
No.
By the way, he deserves his shot eventually. I don't know when he's going to find the spot, but he's batting very well.
Cody Clemens. I mean, he's a good fill-in guy, but we need a
he's
power bat at first base. We need.
Well, you want Paul Goldschmidt?
Well,
problem is you get that bat at first base, you can guarantee Kyle Schwarber staying in left field.
That's right. That's the only thing,
and that's what I don't want, to be honest with you. I'd rather.
Dave Dombrowski is in a tough position. I mean, he's got some moves to make. Which way does he go? Does he bring in a pitcher? Does he bring in Goldschmidt? That keeps Schwarber in left field.
It's such a tough decision because he really has 3 spots in which he needs to fill. He needs another bat. He needs another reliever because Junior Marte, I don't even know why he's on the team anymore. That guy is awful. And then along with, he needs a 5th starter. Christopher Sanchez had a good start against the A's. Not so great yesterday against a better team in the Mets.
Marte threw 13 pitches, 9 for strikes, but gave up a run.
And it wasn't his fault in Thursday's game on that Schwarber error. It should have been a tie game in that other half of the inning.
And apologize to him.
As he should.
Right.
I mean, that was completely on him.
You know what we're going to ask Tommy Greene on the other side, because on the other side, we're going to go on the mound with Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the Shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call, 609-399-1227. There's a new wind blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV is officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll go on the mound with Tommy Greene. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This week on Sunday Night Baseball, interleague rivals go head-to-head in Los Angeles.
Grand slam, Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve and the Houston Astros begin a 10-game road trip against Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers.
Freeman driven well out of here.
The Astros and Dodgers. Coverage begins tonight at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
This is the play-by-play home of Sunday Night Baseball, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury. Quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
These are emails filling your employees' inboxes, downloads beaming from device to device, and any one of them could be a cyber attack. Is it possible to keep your small business safe? It is with Comcast Business Security Edge. It helps keep your connected devices protected, and you can monitor threat activity in real time. So this security threat is the last thing you need to worry about. With Comcast Business, advanced security isn't just possible, it's happening.
Get started with fast speeds and advanced security for $69.99 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card with a qualifying bundle. Call or go online to learn more. Offer ends 7/23/2023. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments. New 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
This is great lead-in music for Tommy Greene. Like, what's he going to say? Because I got a lot to ask him. We're broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. It's The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. The Locker Room Youth Movement. Yes, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. Every Sunday, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Hey, sign up now for the 12th annual Hero Walk and Run on Ocean City's Boardwalk, Sunday, October 15th. Go to herocampaign.org to register today for your Hero Campaigns, the biggest fundraiser, and help them prevent drunk and impaired driving. That's herocampaign.org. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning, brother. Good to be back with you.
Yeah, you had a nice little vacation, huh?
Yeah, legitimately just got home last night.
Now, Tommy, that just brings me right to my first point. Tommy, I'm worried about Kyle Schwarber. his game is just deteriorated. He's not seeing the ball. He's not playing well. He's under a lot of pressure. His body language is no good. If you were the manager, could you sit him down for a couple of days and just like let him sit and watch? How do you handle that?
Well, I mean, it's a double-edged sword there when you do something like that. If he's scuffling like that, and he's, obviously I saw some, one of the games where he cost him in the outfield where he cost you. Basically the game.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's weighing on because he's working and trying to do all he can do to be a better ball player, a more consistent ball player. But that's what makes the manager's job so tough. Give him a day off, and let it, if it comes into pitch hitting, late in the game, you need one swing of the bat. Yeah, you use him for that, but it could be where they try to do that it wouldn't be a bad thing maybe to do that. Give him a little bit of a mental break, and the daily grind a little bit. And just let him, if he's working on something, let him just work on that, so hopefully he can kick in to do that. But like your suggestion, it could be a good thing, but that's what makes the manager's job so tough because, he's one of the, leaders of that team. He can do some damage if he's hot. It's still June.
Yeah, I know, Tommy.
I
hear you, Tommy. I hear you. But I was at the game Thursday, and it wasn't just exclusive to Kyle Schwarber. The body language on the first 5 batters. They were swinging at every first pitch. They weren't running deep counts. It just didn't look like a team that should be playing the way they've been playing. They just don't look like their body language is bad. But listen, Tommy, I brought this up to the youth movement here in the locker room. We went to the game on Thursday, and I started booing, and people turned around and looked at me like I had 3 heads.
Well, sometimes you do.
Tommy, this is Philadelphia, man. We're known to boo when you're not playing up to your expectations, man.
No, but hey, it's I can see why they turn around, but hey, yes, you're right. If you want to boo, you boo.
Right.
And that's part of it. Yeah.
Well, Tommy, when you were a pitcher,
you look at the difference, Billy. You look at the difference in the past few weeks. In this past week, what was the difference in the teams? The way they played and how they won ball games. They won on the stretch where they played good together as a unit team. They pitched, they hit,
right.
They combined together and do things. This past week, they really didn't hit, and they pitched their tail off.
And what's the worst is, Tommy, they're getting great starting pitching. Their starting pitchers are on fire.
Well, they are, but and that's what's so great about this game of baseball. They're facing other pitchers that pitch the ball too, and it comes down where we had a chance to win those ball games. One swing of the bat makes a big difference, and instead of have a 2-3 week from Sunday to Sunday, Sunday to yesterday, a 2-3 week, we could have had a 4-1 week almost.
Yeah.
So it was that close where it was one swing of the bat, and even though we didn't hit well, it could have made a big difference in the game. You see, that's what makes this game so great, but we got to find a way to be a little bit more consistent. You're going to have those weeks where you do win, but at least we won 2 ball games. We didn't go 0-5, or 1-6 like we've done or 1-5 like we've done a few times during the week, which really hurts you, So, you're having playing catch up all the time. Now it's like giving up a 3-run homer or a 1-run homer, a single homer. It's hard to recover from a 3-run homer, but you still can get by on a 1-run. You give up a couple of them and still be okay. So it's that type of thing when you start as far as winning during the week. You want to keep it. Since they didn't hit as well, if they could keep it to 2-3, that's it's okay. It's not a good week. A good week is the opposite. Is 3-2. So.
Hey, Tommy, Danny Ryan here. We were talking a little bit before you hopped on about the possible deadline moves this team could make. And, obviously Dave Dombrowski is an active man at the deadline in the offseason, but no one's expecting him to make 3 or 4 moves. If you had to make one move to solidify one position or one spot in the rotation or bullpen, what would you do? Question. It doesn't even have to be a specific player, but what position are you targeting? Yeah. Because there's been rumors of first base, relievers, a 5th starter. There's a few needs on this team.
Well, if you're doing a wish list, it's got to be somebody with some pop. you know, that can help you, you know, because we're not hitting home runs either, you know. So I mean, where it could help you. So, you know, you've heard the name Goldschmidt come around, but you know, that'd be awesome to get somebody like that. Is that feasible for in their you know, for his future? I mean, that's going to cost you, because I think he's still got a year left, right?
Yeah,
you know,
and he's got 13.
Contract,
he's got 13 home runs. He's about, I believe, like 289.
Yeah, well, I mean, 289, 290. Hey,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. That's a great big league hitter right there. You know, so I mean, but I mean, those guys got a chance. You know, he's got a proven track record of you know, doing some damage, and that's, you know, it comes down to, you know, when I was at the spring training game. You know, when I went the first time I've been in a long time, far as, you know, going down and watching, you know, a spring training game, and the only game I saw was the one Reese Hoskins got hurt in. How much now are we missing that power output?
30 home runs out of the lineup
from the right-handed side.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean, it's a huge thing. Plus the confidence that he brings, or the clubhouse presence that he brings all the time. You know, and I mean, it's a good thing. So you're looking for you to add somebody that's going to be able to do some damage too. You know, and they got to solidify, you know, what they want to do. The big thing is, I mean, what's hurt them and nipped them in the bud is, as far as Harper not being able to play. You know what I mean? That's hurt them a lot. You know, as far as defensively, you know, solidifying the outfield position. You know, because, you know, Schwarber does the best he can do. You know, he's working at it out there, and but when it comes down to, you know, playing the game, bottom line is pitching and defense. And you got to solidify your defense and make the catches you need to make in the routine ground balls you need to make. You know, and that's bottom line. You're not giving away runs. We gave away a lot of runs this past week. You know, you look at, but we didn't score many, but we gave away, you know. So, I think we allowed 11 earned runs during the week, and, you know, and 16 scored. So that's 5 unearned runs during the week. That's huge. You know, so.
Hey, Tommy Greene, this is Andrew Leeds, and you just brought up Bryce Harper towards the end of that, and I was going to ask about Bryce. You know, we talked about it just before he went on, how it's been exactly 1 whole month since he's hit a home run. So I was curious, what do you think with Bryce Harper is the most thing that he needs to, like, do you think it's just still a matter of him getting used to being back from the injury?
Or maybe he's not fully recovered.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think they rushed him, or when do you think it starts to become a true concern?
Well, we can speculate all we want, you know. You know, people heal at different times. You know, it's great to see him play. I mean, it's not that he's going out there and sucking. You know what I mean? For the most part, he's just not got the power output. I mean, he's hitting what? You know, 280, 290, almost 300. You know, somewhere in that range right now. I think
he's batting 291.
Yeah, I mean, what more could you ask as far as that's concerned? But, you know, his power production, while he's going through this process he's having to go through, and he's working hard, you know, going through the progression of strengthening this arm, you know, and that side, you know, of his body, and also his throwing progression too. You know, he's got to do things right mechanically, and when he's going right, he's driving the ball to left center.
Right.
You know, so I'd like to see those line drives be going to left center, and sooner or later, if he's staying on balls like that, he's going to square up other balls, you know, and doing that. So,
and Tommy, let's make it clear. While Bryce Harper it's a little bit of a power outage. I mean, he has reached safely in 14 straight games since June 8th. He's got 15 hits, 8 walks. So he's you know, he's still getting on. I mean, he's still productive. He's just not knocking in. It's just a power outage. So he's just not hitting home runs.
Yeah.
Not hitting doubles.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, then it comes back to the thing where you're talking about possible moves they could make to get somebody, you know. And I mean, obviously, Baum's not hitting any home runs, right? I mean, his power. I think Baum's got a great approach at the plate. You know, he's scuffling right now a little bit, but you know, still we're missing that power guy. I mean, that power output a little bit in a situation. What do they do? Do they go after somebody? You know, like the guy from St. Louis, or you know, and put him at first and put Baum back at third. You know, and that type of thing. I mean, but. You know, that's where this team's at right now. You know, when as far as the power output, and they're missing, you know, Harper being there, and you can't take a chance on him. You know, putting him in too early, playing him at first base. You know, or try to put him in the outfield. He's got to go through the progression throwing, and so he can make those. So we do not want him to have a setback whatsoever in that. We need him to keep building, to keep hitting, because he's hitting right now. It's just, the power's going to come. It's just like a pitcher that goes through it. The power's, you just don't want him to be hurt. You want him to be able to keep pitching and going through, and the velocity kind of builds, and keeps going. So, but that's how you learn how to pitch, is when you're not, you don't have your best stuff, and that's when you learn how to hit. You maybe not feeling your best, but still doesn't mean you can't stay on the ball and drive it the other way and do the little things that helps your team win. And, and that might make you a better all-around ball player in the final outcome of things.
Hey, Tommy, I want to build upon my last question, too. And, before you hopped on as well, I mentioned that once Bryce Harper, and I completely agree with you, don't rush him back, get him in the field when he's ready and he's through his progression from rehab. But once Bryce Harper is available to play first base, I would love to see Christian Pache in left, put Schwarber full-time at DH so he can focus on that, and have Bryce at first. But obviously, if you pick up a guy like Goldschmidt or CJ Cron, that changes the whole equation. Yeah. So, with that being said, what would you be willing to give up for a first baseman if you did sacrifice the defense, keeping Schwarber in left? I'm certainly not a big fan of giving up the number 2 prospect in Mick Abel. Painter's untouchable for me. What kind of prospects or even veterans would you be willing to give up?
Well, if you're trying to get something, you got to give something. So, sometimes it's going to cost you, a little bit of something. Could it be a McGarry? Could it be or Abel or something like that? So you got your couple of untouchable guys probably. But it's got to come down to your specific need in the guy that you're trying to get. Is he going to be that immediate impact? Is he going to do that? Right. So, that's what the decision's got to come down to. Do you give up the pitching or, because that's what we have, because it'd be great to solidify the defense in the outfield and do the positive things. Pache is, he, obviously you can see the tools he's got out there in the outfield. He can fly and go get them, and he plays great defense. And Kevin Long, he's working some magic with him, giving some confidence at the plate when he gets the opportunity. And that's what you want from a young guy, is to have that. That's going to make him a better. It's going to give him a chance to crack the lineup. And if he keeps doing it, they might decide to do something like that. You don't know. Right. So, it's about putting pressure on guys, and right now we haven't had anybody in the minor leagues really putting pressure on our guys to do things. No. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just the way I look at it. Competition is good within the organization to try to push things. So and that's just where they're at right now. So they got to figure out, if they stay status quo a little bit, and or do they try to push the envelope a little bit? So, that's where it's at.
Every Sunday we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. One thing I got to say, though, Tommy, I alluded to it earlier with my booing, but they sold out again yesterday. People are coming to see this team. They like the players. They like the feeling that this team can bring us, but they just haven't been doing it. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating, Tommy.
They haven't done it on a consistent basis. Yeah. They got on the roll right there. They did it for a few weeks, and that put a lot of energy back into the thing. They felt like the team's going to turn the corner, which they're right there. They're holding their head right there right now. But they got to make some hay against the guys they need to make hay against, as far as every now and then beat the Braves. They haven't done that yet. Win that game like we had a chance to, and right now we haven't. Not that we're, say to speak, we want to win the division, but right now we're not playing good enough to do that together as a team, on the same page, but they got to find a way to do that, to give them an opportunity to stay, right now we got the opportunity to get in the wild card stuff and do that. They need to start playing consistent ball and get that mojo going. Yeah,
get that mojo back.
And they're playing consistent baseball.
Yeah. All right, and today we got Zach Wheeler on the mound. He's 6'4", 6-4 with a 3.48 ERA against Karras. Mets. I think the Mets haven't been playing well. I don't think they're playing up to their. We need to win today, Tommy. I think we need to win. Yeah. We need to win this series today, man.
Lineup just dropped, by the way.
It's just like watching. I didn't get a chance to watch the game yesterday, but seeing what I saw of it, watching Scherzer and Sanchez. Sanchez gave you what we wanted from him, to get a little, keep us right there in the ball game, and chance. And Scherzer, he pitched 6 innings, gave up a couple runs, but we were right in the ball game to do things, and that's that one swing of the bat, we got to have it to do things. We just haven't scored a lot of runs this week, and we got to find a way to do that. Now, we can't ask any more of our pitching to do what there is. We got to stay right there. Where we're at. Hopefully they can stay right there, and the hitters the timely hitting comes in to push well across some runs.
All right, Tommy, we got the starting lineup for the Phillies. Danny Ryan's going to read it off.
Yeah, lineup goes as follows: Schwarber leading off in left, Turner at shortstop batting second, Castellanos in right batting third, Harper at DH batting fourth, Real Muto 5 catching, batting sixth, Bryson Stott at second, batting seventh, Alec Boehm at first, batting eighth, Brandon Marsh in center, and batting ninth, Edmundo Sosa at third base.
Mm-hmm.
So he's staying with the same lineup, Tommy.
Well, it's pretty much status quo, and hopefully, the week that hopefully Marsh can keep going what he's doing to turn the lineup over, maybe to give Schwarber still have the June-itis. I'm not June-itis, but the June luck, that he has, and do some things. That's what you want. That's why they put him there. He's ambushed some guys a lot, early in ball games. So that's hopefully we can keep it going a little bit.
All right, Tommy Greene, as always, we appreciate it. Hey, listen, man, give me a call when you're down the shore. We got to go out for a couple pops.
I hear you, pal. We have to do that when I'm down there. I've been running all over the place, brother.
All right, Tommy Greene, have a good afternoon, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
You got it, man.
All right, there he is, on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Sign up now for the 12th annual Hero Walk and Run on the Ocean City Boardwalk Sunday, October 15th. Go to herocampaign.org to register today for Hero Campaign's biggest fundraiser and help them prevent drunk and impaired driving. That's herocampaign.org. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and The Locker Room Youth Movement right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the Phillies series with the Mets, the weekend that was. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City, and it's your first opportunity to enter to win a trip to go see the Phillies play in Pittsburgh at PNC Park with me.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
The Point is your destination for a tropical oasis at the Jersey Shore. Now with 2 locations on Bay Avenue in Somers Point and their new location at 43rd Street off the boardwalk in Sea Isle City. The Point has the best food and drink specials with their famous Tiki Bar, offering a waterfront view of the bay in Somers Point and the ocean in Sea Isle. Plus, live music is featured 7 days a week at both The Point locations. For more information, check out The Point on Facebook and visit them online at dothepoint.com.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
What if you could help turn back the clock and help your dog play like a puppy again, no matter their age? Introducing Dr. Marty Pet's Nature's Blend, a premium freeze-dried raw dog food called the Miracle Worker by Forbes magazine. Dr. Marty is now helping dog parents right at home.
I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Nature's Blend is designed to support your dog's healthy lifespan with turkey, beef, salmon, duck, seeds, veggies, and fruit, and with 0 artificial preservatives. When given the choice between Nature's Blend and Amazon's #1 bestseller in dry dog food, 29 out of 30 dogs chose Nature's Blend first. For a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get free premium dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Study available upon request. Message and data rates may apply.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live right here at the Toms River Auto Group studio in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Locker Room Youth Movement.
Quick first hour.
Yeah, hour 1 is in the books, fellas. But that's what happens when you're passionate. I'm frustrated. I got to get it all off my chest, and I can't think of 2 better guys to do it to is with you 2 guys. The youth movement.
Hey, if you want passion, you go to Billy Schwein.
Yeah, well, you guys, you think it's okay if Acuna, does his little Ozuna, I'm still pissed.
Whatever, man. They won. The Phillies fans were just being sore losers. Larry Anderson was being a sore loser.
I'm more pissed that the Phillies let that happen more than I'm pissed at Ozuna for doing it.
Don't let it happen.
Don't let the game
Danny,
collapse like that.
You remind me of my old producer, Hunter Brooks.
Listen, man, just deal with the repercussions. I mean, you blew the game. Schwarber blew the game, and then you let up a 2-run bomb after.
Mike, you know how to run the board?
Shout out to the doc.
First hour's in the books. Hour 2 coming up right next here on 97.3.
The 2023 Phillies baseball season is here.
Got him looking, strike 3. Fastball, 97 miles per hour, dotted at outside corner. 8th strikeout of the game for Zach Wheeler.
And you can get the best Phillies coverage every day on the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Kimbrel looking for back-to-back saves. The pitch, got him swaying, strike 3.
Can the Phillies make a return to the World Series? In every day to find out and listen to what our Phillies insider Frank Close has to say. Tuesdays with the Phillies mailbag, when he answers your Phillies questions. And every day with Mike Gill on the Sports Bash on 97.3 ESPN.
1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on into right field. A flare will get down into right. Turner rounding first, going to second. He'll dive in head first safely. An RBI double for Trey Turner.
South Jersey's home for the best Philadelphia Phillies baseball coverage.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftingwindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Anderson, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas? When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Flounder season is gearing up, and the one stop for everything you need is the Bait and Tackle Shop at Utch's Marina in historic Cape May. Come to Utch's for a huge selection of spinning and conventional rods and combos for the boat or the surf, with top name brands available like Penn, Tsunami, Ocean Max, Shimano, and more. Hutch's Marina, your home away from home at the foot of the bridge in Cape May. Stop by any day or visit CapeMayHarbor.com.
South Jersey's play-by-play home for the Eagles,
Touchdown!
Sixers,
It's good!
and Flyers.
Oh, big save by Carter Hart.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's up, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. It's the locker room with Billy Schwein, the locker room youth movement.
Yes,
Producer
sir.
Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds here with me in the studio. And guys, first of all, I want to let people know about our website. There, Andrew. Let's let the people know. Andrew, tell about our website.
Yeah, so right now, if you go to I believe it's the locker room, BillySchwein.com. You can, there's a lot of good stuff on there. There's some
the photo
articles,
gallery,
articles. Right now, if you just scroll down on the homepage, you can watch the live stream without having to go to YouTube physically. And there's photos, there's articles, there's
And we
lots
have
of
a
great
new
stuff.
we have a new contributing writer to the locker
That
room
we do.
website, Mike Doktorovitz.
There you
said it
go.
right. How about
Yeah,
that?
there
I've been
you
working
go.
on that,
My
Mike.
buddy,
He's in the
at
studio with
Eagles,
us. And then Andrew Leeds is going to be a writer, and of course I write articles. You can check out the article section. We have On the Mound with Tommy Greene. You can catch any one of his segments.
We got the Beach Patrol
The
report.
Beach Patrol report on there. We're selling shirts.
Yeah.
Check it out. A locker room. Billy Schwein, you've done a good job. Andrew Leeds with that, and also, hey guys, you know when I come in the morning, I stop by Blitz's in the morning, and they got freshly squeezed orange juice. Now, there's not too many places you can get freshly squeezed orange juice, but this is 12 ounces of liquid sunshine in a bottle. And they sell it it's 12 ounces. They sell it for $4.99. But if you go in there and say the locker room sent you for the orange juice, you get it for $3.99.
Wow.
How about that?
That's a steal right
Get
there.
down to Blitz's Market on 21st and Asbury Avenue for some liquid sunshine. Dave and Joe Newman are the owners in there.
Yeah. I
said,
remember last week you were
want-
talking about it all day. You were like, this orange juice.
I chugged it. I'm like all fired up. You get all this energy when you drink vitamin C.
Yeah, you get a little vitamin C. It wakes you up a little bit.
Got to have a little pits in there, some pits. But that's orange juice.
That's how you know it's freshly squeezed.
Freshly squeezed orange juice at Blitz's. Get down there. Tell them the locker room send you for some of that liquid sunshine. They'll take $1 off. $3.99 for 12 ounces of liquid sunshine.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds great.
Get down.
I might have to stop over there.
You got to stop over there.
Speaking of sunshine, Billy, you know who needs some sunshine?
The Sixers.
The Philadelphia freaking 76ers.
It's unbelievable.
Man.
I mean, look, I gave Daryl Morey. I said I'm going to give him one more year because he's made some good moves, but he hasn't really put his stamp on this team yet because he's only been there. This is his third year.
Well, the problem was the first year that he was here that he had to clean up Elton Brand's mess.
Right.
So he didn't really have a chance to really build his own thing because he had to get rid of that Al Horford contract. Get rid
so
of
the
Josh
one big move
Richardson.
that everybody knows him for is obviously bringing in James Harden.
Yep.
Now James Harden is an unrestricted free agent, right?
Yep.
And he can walk if he doesn't get what he wants.
And if
you
he
know what he
walks-
wants, he wants a lot of money.
And if he walks,
And he wants 4
typically
years.
you'd think, oh, if we let him walk, we'll get financial flexibility, put it to another player. Sixers get no financial flexibility if he walks.
They're
They
already
stay at
over
the same
cap.
place.
Yeah.
I would not sign this guy to a max contract for 4 years.
Not for 4 years. For two, would you?
I'd give him 2.
I'd give him two as well.
Listen, as bad as I thought he played in the Celtics series, he did score 2 games where he scored over 40 points.
Yeah, he pretty much
And he won those
single-handedly
games,
won us
guys.
2 games.
He did.
So where was Joel Embiid? Where maybe they just need you can't do it all on your own. You got to have a supporting cast.
Yeah, that's
Where
why.
was Maxey? Maxey was driving to the basket,
He did not look like the same
and
player.
he wasn't like look, guys, in the regular season, you drive the basket, guys are going to go after you like they do in the playoffs. And how many times did he get swatted away? His ball didn't even hit the backboard. Or James Harden was driving the lane and he got lost his dribble or threw the ball out of bounds. He just made some horrible plays. He looked bad. Once again, get back to optics. The way it looked bad.
Basically, the main problem that I've always had with the Sixers over the last couple of years is that when they start getting down, they all drop their shoulders.
Right.
They all look like upset. Like
That's
they don't pick themselves up.
That's
And
good observation there, Intern.
Yeah, they just
mope.
constantly give up. Is the problem?
So
with this team.
you think this team gave up?
I think they get. I mean, you saw their.
Look, I'm not arguing.
Yeah, no,
with
I
you.
know there were reports.
I had that
out.
feeling too.
There were reports that came out that going into Game 7, other teammates knew that James Harden was going to have a bad game simply because of his body language.
Right, body
You could tell
language.
And I mean, honestly, and then you hear the other reports that right after the game, he immediately said, like, "Yeah, I'm not playing with Doc Rivers being my coach again." So,
Yeah,
like,
I'm not playing. I'm going to take
clearly-
my ball and go home.
Like, honestly, of all
Is
the
that what it
players-
was? It was an equivalent to that.
He said, "There's not a world where both me and Doc Rivers are back on the Sixers."
All right,
next
Danny
year."
Ryan, you got a. I saw this on Twitter, but I'll let you bring it up.
Yeah, so Keith
I mean-
Pompey dropped some news last night about Daryl Morey and his, lack of operating in good faith with these negotiations around Tobias Harris. He released an article on the Philadelphia Inquirer, and the title on his tweet says, "The Suns want the Sixers to facilitate a 3-team deal that would land Tobias Harris in Phoenix, according to a league source. The third team would take Suns center DeAndre Ayton and send assets to Philly." Also in the article, it said that the Suns, Jazz, and Mavericks all showing interest in Tobias Harris.
Yeah, well, they're also talking about Jared Allen, Evan Mobley.
Yeah, so
I mean that's a pipe dream.
So a report came out earlier.
If you're Cleveland, you doing that?
No, not in
I
a million
saw-
years.
The only things I saw one person mention how they both did play terrible in the playoffs this year, and like
Yeah.
maybe you're like buying low on them. But
It's also
like,
year
that's-
one
Well,
for
you know
Jared
what,
Allen.
Yeah.
Year one for Mobley in the playoffs. They're young.
They're too young. I mean,
The
It
lights-
doesn't even make sense for the Sixers to get those guys
Exactly.
either. Aside, maybe Mobley, he's came in second defensive player of the year voting, but to ask for a package of Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and then say, yeah, we want a draft pick on top of that just for Tobias Harris.
What would you do without the draft pick? I know we need draft picks.
No,
Would you do?
I still
All right,
don't
would
think-
you get rid of like maybe put Jaron at like just one of those guys? In
I
the
would
draft
take
pick?
I would take Mobley for Tobias 100. I don't
Tobias
think
Harris
I
was
don't
small in
think-
the playoffs.
I
He's
don't
been
think
small in the playoffs the
Cleveland-
last 2 years.
He was the
I
most
just-
consistent player.
I
in the
don't think
playoffs for the Sixers,
Cleveland-
though. He
I don't-
was.
Was he?
He was. I'm telling you, Joel Embiid was not consistent. James
See,
Harden
I don't-
wasn't. You got a
all right.
consistent 15 to 20 points.
Yeah,
from
you know who
Tobias
led
every night.
who led the team in scoring in Game 7 against
Tobias
Boston?
Harris.
Tobias
What, he had
Harris.
19 he only had 19.
Yeah, it
I
wasn't
mean,
much.
19 points.
More than anybody
Listen,
else.
all right, but if you, without knowing the stats, if you were to just shut your eyes and just like watching the game, Tobias Harris didn't do anything.
No, it's also a bad fit for him right now on this team. He
He missed an alley-oop. I remember
Did
that.
did you see what his dad is his agent? Did you see what he just said about him?
No.
How he doesn't think that the Sixers have been properly using the silent assassin Tobias Harris's scoring.
Nobody expected.
And I saw somebody
That's
say,
why you
yeah,
don't let your parents be your agent because, of course, they're going to
they're
say
not.
that.
Yeah, they're not going to be honest with
Right.
you.
And I will say they're not using him correctly, but Tobias Harris is such a ball dominant scorer. The reason he thrived on the Pistons because no one else was on that team. The reason he
Right.
thrived on the Clippers, no one else was on
on
that
that
team.
team.
He was the leading scorer for a reason because he
Yeah,
was
but
the
he's-
best
yeah,
player.
See, what I don't understand is he has the ability. He's just for
Yeah,
whatever
see-
reason he's not reaching his full potential here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Why?
For me, the main problem with Tobias, is I know he's gotten a lot of hate over the years. He could be the perfect player, but he's not really consistent. And also, it's just the money is just ridiculous. I
Right.
mean, I'm never gonna blame a guy for taking if somebody offered me 180
Yeah.
million, I'm taking it even if I don't have any
So
experience.
this gets back to the what we talked about in the beginning of the show. We're talking about guys that either leave Philadelphia and go on to do really good things like Mickey Moniak, like who's the guy in Tampa again?
Zach
Eflin.
Eflin,
Zach Eflin,
Hector Neris,
Hector
in
Neris
Houston.
in Houston. Tobias Harris comes here and he's average best, and he's max contact track.
I mean, even look at Jimmy Butler. When he was here, that was probably like the worst we've seen him. I mean, he was still great for the most part, but there were those moments where
he's done better things since leaving.
Right. And he was better in Minnesota.
Two finals appearances since leaving. Hasn't won one, but 2 finals appearances. Better than what the Sixers can say. But to your point earlier, the question you asked, if I, were to remove Jared Allen from the trade and I'm on the Cleveland Cavaliers, would I accept that deal? Not in a million years still.
All right, how about Jared Allen in a draft pick?
That's a little bit more reasonable, but at the same time, that makes absolutely zero sense for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Is it Jared Allen? I mean, he's a good defender.
He's a great defender, but he would not mesh with Embiid at all.
He can't play next
and he
to
can't
Embiid.
be a backup either. You can't play him at the 4 next to Embiid, and he's not going to accept a backup spot. So you're basically just ruining the chemistry in your locker room at that point.
609-403-0973. Let's open up the phone lines, or the text board, I should say. 609-403-0973. Let's hear some from the list of some fans. I mean, I know Dan from EHT, he's pretty passionate. Call up at LBI, 609-403-0973. Get it off your chest about the Phillies and the Sixers, because thank God, boys, guess what's around the corner? The Eagles.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
It's
because,
soon.
I mean,
a month away from training
I
camp.
will say this. The Philadelphia Phillies, we talked about this on previous shows, that we're still listening to them on the beach, right? I have my radio. I bring it to work when I work in the parking lot in the summer. I got especially day games, I got my radio. I listen to the Phillies game. They're still relevant, though, right? Even though we're like, 3 or 4 games out of 3 games out of a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
think so.
They're
I'll
still
check
relevant.
the standings right now.
They're still relevant.
Yeah, they're 2 games over 500.
They're 2 games over 500. As bad as they're playing, with I thought just lack of inspiration, lack of discipline against the Braves on Thursday.
With the loss last night, the
The
Phillies
only
are 4
reason
games back.
All right, they're 4 games back.
games back.
They lost to the Mets, or they beat the Mets the first game, right? The first game they beat the Mets, but that was because of the 2 hours. The Mets, Lindor agreed that they made that ball drop between him and the left fielder.
Yeah.
Between Lindor and the left fielder, and then Nimmo dropped the ball.
It was a miscommunication between Lindor, I believe, again.
They make those 2 plays. That's a different outcome.
It is. It's a much smaller lead for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Like
at that
Tommy
point.
Greene was talking about. Oh, well, you give up a 1 home run, a one run, a solo shot. It's obviously it's better than giving up a 3-run shot. Now, Aaron Nola, if he he did not give a home run up against the Braves the other day.
Yeah.
Which if he did, he would have tied Randy Wolf for 12 consecutive games starting pitching with a home run. At least he got off that.
Randy Wolf, that's a name right there. You remember the masks they used to give
the
out for
Wolf,
Randy Wolf? Like
the Wolf Pack.
The plastic masks
Wolf
that would
Pack.
break. I still have one of those in my closet. Got it at a yard sale. It was so cool. Real quick, Billy, though, I want to pick your brain before we go to break. How do you feel about Buddy Hield coming to Philadelphia and a Pacers, Suns, Sixers 3-team deal?
I wanted Buddy Hield from the beginning.
So it would essentially send Tobias Harris to Phoenix.
Yeah, I'd try that. I'd try it.
DeAndre Ayton to Indiana, and then the Sixers would get Buddy Hield, maybe another player in draft picks.
Do we know is Buddy Hield on the last year of his deal?
I'll look into that right now.
Let's think about that. We'll take a break and
on
then
the
we'll
other
come back
side.
and we'll get into that, because that's a good question, Danny, for us to contemplate. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Excuse me. For over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, a wedding, 4th of July right around the corner. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Excuse me. Hey, folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials, open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. When you get down there, say hello to the bartenders, Renee and Kim. Thursday night is wing night, dollar wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. Hey, book a private party. Call my good friend Dave Lavari. Dave's a great guy. 609-628-2225. That's 888-2225 to book a private party. All right, when we return, we'll continue more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim and the Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan and intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
You haven't downloaded the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app? Well, go get it now to follow all the Philly sports teams at 97.3ESPN.com, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ORDER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ORDER to 42424. That's ORDER to 42424.
South Jersey has been traveling with Philly sports trips for years. Don't miss summer baseball trips to Pittsburgh, July 28th with ESPN host Mike Gill, and the ultimate San Diego trip September 2nd. For any diehard Philly fan listening, it's time to check out the full trip lineup at PhillySportsTrips.com. They take care of the flight, hotel, game tickets, and throw the best tailgates around. Philly Sports Trips knows South Jersey and is even partnered with the famous Ernest & Son Meat Market in Brigantine. Make this season the best one yet. Book a trip at PhillySportsTrips.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Locker Room with Billy Schweim, the Locker Room Youth Movement intern Andy
Intern Danny Greene.
Remember I did
you
that?
Say Andy Reid?
Yeah. I almost said Andy Reid.
Andy Reid and Danny Greene.
Let's try to get it. Take two. See, one thing about live radio, right? You got to go with it.
Yep.
Right. The intern, Andrew Leeds, and the producer, Danny Ryan. The youth movement here in the locker room. You got a new quote there, Danny, from Tobias Harris's dad.
Yes,
Yeah,
Tobias
who's his
Harris.
agent? Let's make clear.
Tobias Harris's dad is just dirtying the waters for Tobias Harris. A new quote came out from the NBA Central on Twitter, a verified account saying that his father has an issue with the Sixers putting his son, quote, in the corner on offense. Quote, Tobias is an assassin scorer. I mean, they can't stop him. Nobody in the league can stop him. So he's proven that over his career, even when he was with the Clippers, he was an assassin scorer. Ever since then, the Sixers, they put him in the corner. First off, buddy, I think there's a good handful of guys that can stop your son in the NBA. The reason he looks so good in the Pistons and Clippers because they had no one. Tobias Harris was by far the most talented player. It wasn't even a competition. My goodness.
Now, Andrew Leeds, you were saying that Nick Nurse thinks he can work with him.
Yeah, suppose Nick Nurse, he was asked about coaching Tobias Harris, and he said he's excited. But,
What do you expect?
Yeah, he's not going to be like, oh, no, I'm not going to have to worry about that. He's going to be gone.
So let's look back in retrospect. We should, instead of getting James Harden, Buddy Hield and Halliburton were pretty good. We should have. I don't know why we didn't do that deal.
I'm telling you, it's not on our end. The Sixers wanted to. The Kings didn't want that head case and Ben Simmons. Can you blame them?
No.
You can't blame them.
They had vision.
Yeah. By the
they
way,
could see the future.
I'm riled up over that Tobias Harris dad quote. Someone get that guy a muzzle. He
By
needs
the way,
to stop
you guys,
talking.
You know why I'm I'm so hyped up today because I had the Blitz's orange juice.
You need some more of that.
You know
You're
what I
coughing
am?
over
I
there.
think I'm so ahead fast today because I'm pissed off. I'm not happy with the Phillies, and it's kind of getting to me. It's been building. This has been building up.
I mean, last week everything was going so well.
Right?
They won like 12.
I'm on you know what I feel? I'm on a roller coaster with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, they just got to be more consistent. I mean, if they're gonna, if they're gonna go on win
Listen,
streaks,
if we didn't have high expectations for this team, I probably wouldn't be this way.
Dan and EHT chimed in to add another thought, saying, is it possible the Phillies are on cruise control? Turn it on in August and September, then a red October. Not a bad point.
Is that what they're doing? You think that's what they're doing, Danny?
I mean, I really hope not.
But the player, you think Kyle Schwarber wants to bat 181?
Yeah, that's the thing. The body language tells me otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean?
It doesn't look like his body. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's like chilling. It looks like he's like upset,
right.
I don't think they're just cruising.
He
Like,
looks
oh,
you know
it's
what he
easy.
looks like? He has no answers. He just like, what's going? Like he can't figure it out.
If this continues, I'm just waiting for the game he breaks a bat over his knee or his helmet because
remember
it's
Bo
coming.
Jackson broke a bat over his. You
Yeah.
guys probably don't remember.
No, I that clip has gone viral.
I've seen it.
I mean, he barely put any effort.
Like
breaking
the
that
other
bat.
day, Thursday, when I was at the game. By the way, my daughter ran the bases. That was so cool. She got to the field before I did.
That's awesome.
But like seeing Bryce Harper throw his helmet, that's the only thing we saw of. Like Castellanos doesn't show. Does Castellanos get mad when he strikes out 3 times in a game and misses a ball by like 3 feet?
He doesn't do that a lot this year. But
No, but I mean, like he's
there's not as much passion.
How about JT Realmuto? He's not playing well.
yeah, he had a really good road trip when they went to Arizona. Hit for the cycle,
At
obviously.
252. I know he hit but see,
He got hot and then he cooled down
And
again.
then he
That's
cooled-
the problem with this team.
here's another thing with JT Realmuto. He's catching. A ball hit him right in the glove and went right. It looked like there was a hole in the glove. It went right through. Like that's just a lack of concentration.
Yeah, it is strange, especially from a guy who, most Philly fans proudly proclaim him to be the best catcher
Right,
in
the
baseball.
best catcher in baseball.
Which I do think is true most of the time, but I mean, it has been a little bit of a rough stretch for him this season.
And if you remember, he started the last season this way as well. He was really, really slow until after the All-Star break, and then he started to heat it up when it mattered. He was good in the playoffs, but for the first half of the season, I mean, he was pretty atrocious, and it was really pegging the question, is he the best catcher in baseball?
609-403-0973 is the text board. What Philadelphia Philly is? I'm going to ask you two guys. As we talked about this yesterday, let's get your thoughts. Which Philadelphia Philly has disappointed you the most this year?
I think after the Alec Bohm start to the season, since he's called off Alec Bohm, but
he's disappointed you the most?
I mean, since he started off as hot as he did, he's now batting almost in the 250s, Billy. He started off batting over 300 with ease. But if you're going
259.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going, what Philly has
7 home runs.
What Philly has disappointed me the most from the start of the
Alec
season?
Bohm.
I think that. Well, listen, here I got another answer for you. If you're going with which Philly has disappointed
You
me
get
the most,
one, Danny.
Hey, relax, relax. Trey Turner from the start of the season has disappointed me the most, and I think that's the clear-cut answer for everybody. I mean, maybe Aaron Nola, maybe.
Yeah, I would say Trey Turner, I think, is the correct answer. I was actually going to say
Why am I giving him a pass, then, Andrew?
Trey Turner?
Yeah,
because he's new. You know,
he's
it
new
is
to
an
the
adjustment. It's new to their.
Although Mike here, our new columnist who's sitting in the studio with us today, he said that when he went from Washington, Trey Turner went from Washington to the Dodgers. He
didn't skip a beat.
No,
didn't skip a beat. So I don't know what it is with him. The thing that keeps me reeled in with him is that he's been so consistent over his career, and this is by far the worst season he's ever had, especially to start.
I think that's why he's getting a bit of a pass for everybody too, because we've seen how good he is. It's like, okay, it's probably just a bit of a slump that he'll get himself back to his true form.
609-403-0973 is the text board. If you want to chime in, get it off your chest about the Phillies or the Sixers. 609-403-0973. Give us your thoughts and opinions on who's your most frustrating Philadelphia Phillies player.
Funnily enough, I was actually going to say Alec Boehm too, just because. Yeah, I mean, I saw a tweet yesterday comparing him to, I can't remember who it was, but it was just like, eerily similar stats to another Maikel Franco, I think.
Oh, don't
like he's just another Maikel.
All right,
just another Maikel Franco.
Don't do
the thing that hurts is Alec Boehm. He's actually my personal favorite Philly.
Listen,
so the fact that he's been struggling is what makes it more disappointing.
I was a pretty diehard Philly fan during those bad years, and nobody on this team is even close to how bad Maikel Franco was. I mean, that dude was atrocious. There's a reason he's not.
I have to go. Listen, I said this earlier, but he just keeps popping. Kyle Schwarber, I'm concerned about the most. I think he's the most disappointing Philly for me this year. But I will say, I'm worried about him as a person. He looks like he's depressed. He looks like he's lost. He looks like he's befuddled. He looks bad.
Yeah.
Something's got, maybe sit him down. Maybe sit him for a day or two.
Yeah. And the thing is,
Topper, he's got right back in the leadoff spot again.
Dan and the EHT made a pretty good point too about, I mean, if you give him a day off, who's going to go in there and try and win you a ball game? One day off. You got Josh Harrison.
I don't know.
Edmundo
you put
Sosa.
Pache in left field, like you said.
Yeah, but at the same time, what's Pache going to do against a righty? He's a lefty hitter.
Guess what? You know what Pache's batting? He's batting like
it's inflated.
He's batting 324.
Yeah, but all of that's from the beginning of the season.
34 bats.
He had a really good start to the season after he, cleaned it up.
But you got to do something, Danny.
I know. I completely agree with you. And I think once Harper gets to first base, you put Pache in left. It's a much better outfield, and Schwarber can just focus on hitting and get out of his head. But
is Robbie Thompson such a player's manager that he's afraid to sit Schwarber for one game?
I'm not gonna lie. I could see that being a thing, because I remember we were talking about with like Trey Turner.
What is he? Beyond reproach? You can't sit him.
He might just be the type of manager where he gets, he works with his players, but maybe too far. Where it's like, he doesn't want to cross the line and be like, hey, you should sit for a day. Because he wants everything to lose him.
You think you're going to lose Kyle Schwarber? He knows Kyle Schwarber is not happy batting 181 straight. He's 2 for 17 in his last 19 at bats.
Yeah,
9 strikeouts.
He's not.
He's playing bad in the. Well, he had a good day yesterday in the field, but because he did make a couple good catches.
And right now, he just can't seem to hit a boat if you fell out of water.
He couldn't hit a beach ball.
He couldn't seem to hit water if you fell out of a boat. I meant to say, it's looking bad right now for him. To that point about Alec Boehm that Andrew brought up, being compared to Maikel Franco, crazy stat here on Twitter. Alec Boehm has played 374 career games. Through their first 374 games, Boehm is batting .275 with 31 home runs, 188 RBIs. Maikel Franco, much worse average at .247. Hold on. 57 home runs, 205 RBIs.
Yeah, that was the exact.
Every other stat blew him out of the water aside from average. Wow. So maybe there's a point there.
Exactly. And that's what's scary, because it's just like, everyone going into this year is like, oh, he added 10 pounds of muscle. Like, he's going to go crazy. And then started off, he was the first. He hit a home run in the first
Andrew,
game.
what do they call Stott and Boehm? The
daycare.
Daycare.
Stott, Boehm,
Are you
Marsh.
really listen? Are the Phillies really counting on these guys? It's the top 5 in our lineup that's not producing.
Yeah.
It's Trey Turner. Well, with the exception of Castellanos.
Yeah, Bryce.
But obviously, they're not. And here's another thing: when you don't have everybody hitting for average, like good averages, you got to get timely hitting, right? Put innings together, put up a crooked number or something. They're not even doing that.
No, they were on the road too. That was the funny thing. Against the Diamondbacks, against the A's, they were doing that. But now they come home, and for some reason, they can't do it. They did a somewhat version of it, 5-1 win against the Mets the other day. But like you said, a bunch of blunders in the field made that game much easier to win.
Right.
I mean, they basically laid the bed for him.
There's no such thing as a must win in June for baseball. All right.
No.
But you need to with Wheeler on the mound today. You need to win this game.
You need to take
It's
the series.
You have to win today. I would say this is a must-win the game.
It's as must-win as a June
game could be.
I mean, I completely agree with you. The Mets are 14 games back of the Braves. Granted, we're not much better at 10 games back, but the Mets are 35-41. If you lose a series to the Mets, the current state of their ball club right now, at home, oh my God. You're right. I mean, there's no must-win game in June, but this is about as must-win as they come.
609-403-0973 is the text board. Give us your Phillies comments, Sixers comments, 609-403-0973. Who you worried about the most on the Phillies? Who's disappointed you the most? 609-403-0973. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City. With the most competitive prices around, the Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, wedding, 4th of July. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. Hey, there's a new wind blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale mid-size SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. Ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. All right, when we return, we'll continue the more here in the locker with Billy Schwein and the Locker Room Youth Movement right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the Phillies series with the Mets, the weekend that was. Mike McGarry from the Press of Atlantic City, and it's your first opportunity to enter to win a trip to go see the Phillies play in Pittsburgh at PNC Park with me.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Train the Unstoppables. Comfort those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
The Point is your destination for a tropical oasis at the Jersey Shore. Now with 2 locations on Bay Avenue in Somers Point and their new location at 43rd Street off the boardwalk in Sea Isle City. The Point has the best food and drink specials with their famous Tiki Bar, offering a waterfront view of the bay in Somers Point and the ocean in Sea Isle. Plus, live music is featured 7 days a week at both The Point locations. For more information, check out The Point on Facebook and visit them online at dothepoint.com.
Do you want to get in shape and feel great and look better on the beach? At Local Gym and Fitness, located at 908 Asbury Avenue, you can accomplish your goal. 4 local guys with a passion and experience in fitness wanted to open a gym that delivers a quality, hospitable, clean, and friendly environment. Don't be intimidated. Be a local. Local Gym has the best equipment around with 4 fully loaded Olympic and CrossFit platforms, Jacob's ladders, Stairmasters, bikes, and ergs. Local Gym and Fitness provides quality trainers to lend their expertise with all your training needs. They're open 7 days a week. Memberships are affordable. So be a local at Local Gym and Fitness. Call them today at 609-545-8732 or go online at localgymandfitness.com. I'll see you there.
My little brother's friends have been camped out at our place for 2 days straight. 3. It's because of the Xfinity 10G network. Internet that can handle a house full of screens at once, with basically no interruptions. And it's only getting faster. When I was their age, internet like this was a pipe dream.
You sound like my grandpa.
Please go home.
The next generation 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through September 21st, new customers can get 200 megabit internet with unlimited data on the next generation Xfinity 10G network for just $25 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, you can save up to $300 over Verizon. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and an auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Compares Xfinity Connect More to Verizon 5G home plan.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, we got the Locker Room Youth Movement intern Andrew Leeds and the producer Danny Ryan with me. Fellas, what's Jason Kelsey coming to town?
Coming to Seattle.
You gonna go see him?
3 days. I might try to. Sure.
What is it? A fundraiser down there?
Yeah,
benefits Eagles autism.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. I've seen my buddies went last year and they had a great time.
I heard it was nuts.
Yeah.
What do you do with the OD or something like that?
Yeah, the OD.
The Philadelphia Flyers making a little noise. Huh?
Yes, there's some rumors.
Look, Danny Briere, they've gotten so bad. Danny Briere's got a lot of work to do, but but you're starting to hear grumblings and sounds of trades and moves and stuff like that. Are the Flyers on anybody's radar?
I don't know, especially in the off season.
Yeah,
come on.
They're on the radar of possible trade suitors. That's about it.
No, I personally, I don't care about the Flyers in June, especially when they're.
Let me ask you this, Andrew. What list 1 through 4 your top sports? Top
like
one
the
being
teams.
The
team.
Like football.
I would say so. The way I always
go NHL.
The way
NFL.
For me, it's because I'm so much about a fan of my teams. I go based off the teams, like are pretty much how I feel about the sport.
Right.
Which my logic, I was with all 4 teams sucked equally. The Eagles would be number 1. Football and the Eagles would be number 1. Sixers and the basketball would probably be 2.
Okay.
Phillies and baseball would be 3. Flyers and hockey would be 4.
What about you?
I think it's
I'll go by the same logic. If all 4 teams sucked simultaneously, I've always been a baseball guy. So baseball, numero uno,
Okay.
Philadelphia Phillies. 2.
Yeah. Well, and hold on. Let me just interject something.
Yeah.
Coming from you at the age, 21?
Yep.
Baseball's lost its baseball with the younger generation is not as popular as once was. Like my generation's everybody's baseball.
I didn't follow any sports until the Phillies won the World Series in 2008. Then I fell in love with baseball.
Okay.
Then I moved on to the Sixers once they started the process era. I didn't get on the Philadelphia Eagles bandwagon until I think, and it wasn't a bandwagon at that point, I think Sam Bradford was the quarterback. Maybe
so you're
him
baseball first, then basketball,
then football, And I for some reason it took me a little bit longer to get into football, and it's weird, being in this area. But yeah, so Phillies and baseball first, and then. But if I'm ranking it now, after I've gotten into football 2 and the Eagles, Sixers 3, but it's close between Phillies or Eagles and Sixers, and then 4 Flyers.
For me, I'm kind of weird because I've changed over the years.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, it was definitely football, the NFL first.
Well, you played.
Yeah, and then it was NHL second.
Yeah.
And then baseball third, and basketball fourth. But that being said, I played basketball through my whole high school.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
I played football, basketball, and baseball in high school.
For me, honestly, the top 3 are all pretty close.
Played football in college.
Hockey, I love going to hockey games, but something about watching on TV and
well,
following
the
the sport.
See, the game's changed for me because I'm old school, and I mean, I always like dropping the gloves and
you're a nitty gritty guy.
Yeah,
man.
I'm like I love that rock'em sock'em.
You like the intensity,
and there's a lot of people that like what the game's changed into, for better or for worse. For some people, for me, like if you lost the game, at least you'd win the war. But now there's, each team has a fighter, and there are some fights, but it's not like it used to be.
With that being said, too, what you said about your, lack of love for basketball when you were growing up. I mean, you saw the nitty-gritty years of the NBA.
Yes, I did.
Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. You had the
Bad
big
boy
guys,
Pistons.
the bad boy Pistons, Ben
I saw all
Wallace,
that.
and they were still fourth on your totem pole. So
Yeah.
it's shocking.
Well, and I love playing basketball. I love playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got to U.S. Airways, I played a lot of ice hockey. I played on the U.S. Air Travel team.
Yeah, and you were good friends with a lot of people who
Yeah.
payed hockey. I mean, Craig Berube,
Chief.
obviously, we've had on the show.
You guys want to hear something funny? I told this yesterday. I'll tell it again. So the other day, Chief and his Berube and his family are in Ocean City, and they went to Kessel's Corner, which is another another advertiser on our website. Kessel's Corner at 28th and right on the corner of 28th and Asbury Avenue. I'm on the placemat, and he saw it, and he sent me a text. He took the picture. He says, he just ripped me a new one. What are you doing? You're on a placemat?
Yeah. You're big these days.
Yeah.
You're big time, Billy.
I said, pretty soon I'll get a billboard.
Yeah. We need a billboard with you and every contributor just behind you. The Billy Schweim show. And obviously, kids, the locker room of Billy Schweim, but that'd be awesome.
But you guys, he sent me a picture. He took a picture of the placemat, and he sent it to me, and he just went off on a 15-minute diatribe ripping me. It was so fun.
That sounds like Chief.
Can't tell you what he said, but funny guys, funny.
Not
stuff.
safe for work. I mean, he might be acquiring a few former Philadelphia Flyers in the next few days. Who knows?
You guys, I want to tell you this
It's very
too.
public.
I can't watch. You know how they have these that put out these videos or films of the year of the sport, like whatever year it was. Like for instance, the 1987, 85, and 87 Flyers. If I hear Gene Hart go over from the a story of the whole season, I'll be in tears halfway through it.
Yeah,
I can't. My arms will be chilled up, goosebumps. I'll hear Gene Hart's voice describing the players, the old, Talk and Zezzels, Dave Pullins, and I've had Coach Keenan, all those guys, and Mark Howe, Ilka Sinisilo, Brian Propp.
It already makes me kind of emotional looking at Chase and Ryan Howard.
If I hear
Jimmy
Harry
Rollins.
Callis,
Exactly.
If I hear Harry Callis review that year, I'll be in tears. Can you guys get like that?
I don't know. I don't get actual tears.
I'll be
be
weeping like a baby.
I'll have chills. I'll get very emotional. It'll be all internal. I'm not much of a crier in general. I don't know why. Not even because I don't get sad. I just, for some reason, I physically don't cry that much.
Your tear ducts are evaporated.
Yeah, something like that.
I look, I've told you guys this several times. I'm emotional.
Yeah.
I can't control myself. If I listen to Harry Callis or Gene Hart describing that stuff, I'll be a wreck.
Yeah, when I watched the Philadelphia Phillies 08 documentary, that CD they released, I definitely got the chills. But like Andrew, I don't know. I'm just not a huge crier unless something really moves me or something sad happens.
My daughter, my family members, they'll put it on just to make me cry, and they'll laugh. They'll break my stomach.
Look at this dweeb crying.
Yeah. I'll have to hide.
That's the beauty of sports.
Look at this dude.
Sports are so silly, but they're just so important and
it's
powerful.
An important part of the fabric of our society, our
Keep
culture.
us going, man. They keep us going.
Right?
Remember when COVID shut down sports for a few months?
That was horrible.
All we had was The Last Dance.
Remember Rudy Gobert touching the mics, thinking that COVID was fake? Oh gosh.
Wow.
Crazy.
Don't get me started.
He's gotten the end of that stick though. His career's gone downhill since then. So
609-403 if you want to join the show. 609-403-0973 is the text board. 609-403-0973 is the text board. If you want to chime into the show here before we cut out, I just I'm so excited for Eagles football to come back.
Oh man,
especially with look, I love Phillies baseball, and throughout the whole summer they're going to be relevant. But this inconsistent play has got me. It's got me frustrated. And I come in here today, and I have a line of the way I want the show to go, and I get away from it because I get carried away with emotion. I can't help it.
Yeah, I mean, again,
this is why we watch sports.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what sports does to you. I mean, you
It's
start
the
talking
best-
about one thing and
it's
you
the
just go
best-
down a trail.
It's the best reality show going, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
Talk about a reality show.
Talk about reality show. The NBA is the biggest reality show ever. All the moves that happen in the NBA every single offseason, like Chris Paul to the Warriors,
Right.
Bradley Beal to the Suns.
And with how public it is now, too. I mean, Chris Paul has
They're
gone
all over Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Paul was on Good Morning America the day he got traded to the Wizards. That morning.
Really?
Yes, that
Good
morning.
Morning America?
And they asked him about it on the air, and he was like, "Well, I literally got the
Strahan's
news."
on that show, right?
Yeah, one of the blocks.
Either
one
he
of the
used to be or he still is, but he literally said on the show, "Yeah, I was flying here last night when I found the news that I was traded." Like, it's crazy.
And then he was doing something where right
Yeah.
after he got traded to Golden State, they didn't get his actual reaction, but they asked him.
Some
He was,
sort of
he was just
podcast,
like,
right?
"I'm excited." I don't know. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
just found it out. So
And then obviously Tobias Harris's dad. That's just as
But here-
reality
but here's
TV
the
as it
thing,
comes.
The game has changed so much. Where like, I guess it started with LeBron James putting these all-star teams together. You know what I mean? Like when he went to Miami, when he left Cleveland,
Kevin Durant has taken that to new heights, by the
Kevin
way.
Durant has done it. He's done it. Yeah,
It's now 3 different
but it
teams
hasn't
he's
worked.
done it with.
But it's only worked for him at Golden State
Yeah, and they already had a championship foundation laid
before
he got there. Yep.
yeah, I would say LeBron or the
Does James
08
Harden have the cred to bring somebody in? Why don't he bring somebody in?
Well, here's the thing.
Or
With
he
the
just
new-
doesn't care.
The new CBA is really going to screw things up for a lot of teams. Do you know what the new CBA?
No, I'm not aware of what's.
So they made like the
what specific part?
negotiations.
Okay.
The main thing, I forget exactly what the rule is, but it's something where the line of like now you get heavily penalized if you go over the cap like egregiously.
Right.
Like the Sixers, they literally, I don't know if they're going to be able to.
Right, because they're in cap hell
Embiid,
right now,
Maxey, and Harden. Max is like literally like back then you could get away with it if you were just bringing guys back. You know, you go over the luxury tax.
Right.
Now there's like a hard cap where you can't even do that
So
anymore.
baseball just has a luxury tax.
Yeah.
NFL has a hard cap. Hockey has a hard cap. NBA has a cap, but it's not strictly enforced. Is that what you're saying?
So yeah, it's kind of like
Because how do they put these
to
all-star
retaining-
teams together?
When it comes to trading and retaining players, that you can go over the salary cap pretty much. That's why the Sixers they're over the cap, but they could bring Harden back
Right.
because they're bringing him back. But if Harden was an unrestricted free agent,
No, but unlike Harden doesn't seem to have the cred to bring it. Like, why don't we hear Harden or Embiid going, "I want this guy on our team," like Kevin Durant did, or like LeBron James did when he put the Miami team together? How come Embiid and Harden do they not care enough, or they just let the general manager do it?
I mean, the tampering rules are a little weird these days as well. P, we lost a draft pick for tampering with PJ Tucker
I know
last
that.
offseason, so it's tricky. You don't want to, step over too many boundaries when you're a player like that.
Yeah, but KD and LeBron did it.
KD and LeBron?
They both have done it.
I mean, but
they both put teams together. Pretty much.
The tampering stuff confuses me because it's like, when are you tampering or when are you not? Like, because you tamper for PJ Tucker, but you don't tamper when LeBron James and Chris Bosh go to Miami.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't know.
Crack it down or something.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for that party. Or a wedding, 4th of July right around the corner. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
This week on Sunday Night Baseball, interleague rivals go head-to-head in Los Angeles.
Grand slam, Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve and the Houston Astros begin a 10-game road trip against Freddie Freeman and the Dodgers.
Freeman driven well out of here.
the Astros and Dodgers. Coverage begins tonight at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
This is the play-by-play home of Sunday Night Baseball, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ORDER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text ORDER to 42424. That's ORDER to 42424.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN. 97.3 ESPN. Free.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, a Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. Keeping it interesting with us here on a Sunday. We had our visit with Tommy Greene. We went on the mound with Tommy Greene. Former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. Always love hearing Tommy's insight.
Yeah.
Guys, it's good to talk to Tommy. Of course, don't forget to get freshly squeezed orange juice. Yeah, there at Blitz's, 21st at Asbury Avenue.
This guy won't stop
it's
talking.
$4.99. It's liquid sunshine, 12-ounce bottle for $4.99. But if you go in and mention the Locker Room, you get it for $3.99.
Man,
worth every penny. Look, I'm all fired up. I had orange juice Blitz's today.
I think you have a fridge full at your house from the way you're talking about
Do
it.
the Phillies win today, Danny Ryan?
They better. I mean, Wheeler on the mound.
Danny Green?
Yeah. Wheeler on the mound, Carrasco on the mound for the Mets. Obviously, we have the better pitching matchup, and the lineup is due. Honestly, far past due.
By the way, you guys know Mr. Met, my good friend Jeff Dowling is a big Mets fan.
Yeah.
I owe him 3 lunches. If the Phillies lose today, I owe him 2 lunches. If the Phillies lose today, I owe Mr. Met 3 lunches. Now, remember, last year the Mets took 14 out of the 19 games from us last year.
Wow.
They own us. We owe them today.
For your sake, you better hope they win. I mean, damn, 3 lunches.
Yeah, that's
Right?
a lot of lunches, Billy.
It just feels like a game they're going
I'll
to lose.
take them to Randazzo's,
Blitzes,
Blitzes, and Uncle Bill's Pancake House or maybe Kessel's Corner, our new advertisers on our website.
Yeah. Yeah.
And speaking of our website, Andrew Leeds, tell our listeners about the website. And we have a new writer that's in the studio, Mike Doktorovich. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
See that, Mike?
2 for 2.
Mike's going to be writing on 2 days. We'll explain it there, Andrew.
Yeah, so right now we got the locker room, BillySchweim.com. You got all the good information. You got some articles every week. Normally, up to this point, it's mostly just been Billy's weekly articles on Fridays, but now Mike is going to start contributing as well twice a week.
Yeah, man.
We got all the photos. We got all the
Danny Ryan, you
interviews.
got a lot of pressure on you. You know why? Because you recommended Mike.
Yes, I did.
So the pressure's on you, man.
Oh, I got to one-up him every week
Mike,
now.
you going to be able to live up to his expectations, our expectations?
Hey, if this guy writes as well as he sells merch with the Eagles, I think we got to
Check out the website, the locker room, Billy Schweim. You'll be able to read Mike's column. He's our new columnist. You just graduated from Rowan. Is that correct? Very good. So we'll have more updated stuff, photos, and we always keep the photo gallery going.
Another youther in the movement.
Another youther. I'm surrounded.
Let's go.
But that's
3
good,
fresh
guys.
graduates.
We're turning the Leafs over here. We're passing the torch to a new generation of sports fans, and it's always interesting because I'm a get off your lawn guy. You guys give a fresh perspective, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you for allowing us onto your lawn. You know,
Yeah.
that's all I can say, really.
Breaking news. The
There we
Phoenix
go.
Suns are moving forward with the plan of keeping DeAndre Ayton to play alongside Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal per Chris Haynes at TNT.
How about this?
So
How about another?
no Tobias Harris to Phoenix. Now.
How about this? Remember we talked about all the guys that Philadelphia sports teams have let go and they've come back to bite us in the rear end. How about Mikal Bridges?
Yeah, that was brutal.
We had him for what, a half an hour after the draft. He
That
goes
was
to Phoenix
brutal.
and he's like unbelievable.
Even
for Zaire
Markel
Smith.
Even Markel Fultz. I mean, I know he's not like an all-star or anything now, but he's really turned the corner
He's
since
turned.
leaving Philly.
How about JB Crawford in Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, I
You
don't
said
really.
he hits for average.
I don't regret that one as much because if you remember, we got Gene Segura in that trade when
Yeah,
we
that's true.
gave up JP Crawford. He did a lot for us last year during that run.
Yeah,
So I'll take my loss on that one.
Okay. But why did it? But you when you see Zach Eflin going down to Tampa, he's what, 8-2?
Yeah,
something like that.
he's unbelievable this
I mean,
year. I'm going to pull up his official
He's
stats.
he's like, what? I don't understand how this happened. I remember back in the day when the Phillies signed Lance Parrish, and he stunk.
So Zach Eflin is 9-3, a 1.03 WHIP, a 3.35 ERA in 14 starts. He's got 31 earned runs allowed.
I mean, why could he do that for us?
Yeah. I mean, you look at the process. Sixers. You had Christian Wood. You had a lot of good players. I could just let Drew Holiday. There are a lot of good former Sixers that have become
Great show today, fellas. I want to thank Tommy Greene and the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers as we go on the mound every Sunday throughout the baseball season with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Thank you to Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds, as always. Welcome to Mike Doktorovich. He's going to be on the website writing articles. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Let's go, Phillies. We need a win. Bring it home. And, of course, enjoy the rest of the week in sports. And we'll see you next week, everybody.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
The 2023 Phillies baseball season is here.
Got him looking. Strike 3. Fastball.